Poisonrana.
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and we are live.
YouTube.com/postwrestling. Hello, postmarks. Hello, everyone.
Hello, world. Hello, friends. Hello, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day. You could be doing anything tonight, but you're with us, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, our Valentine's night was, we stayed in and watched NXT.
Yes.
And we're here to talk.
I had nothing better to do, to be honest. So,
I convinced my girlfriend. I said, look, Davey really needs me to talk about NXT. We could go out the night before. It'll be way more emptier, probably less cheaper.
Cheaper?
There was some deals on last night.
So cheaper, more cheaper.
Sorry, yeah, wait, more cheaper. Yeah, sorry. Still recovering from last night. Then again tomorrow. So I was like, look, let me podcast. Let me be for the people. Yeah. The streets need me.
They need us. They need to know our thoughts on Brooks Jensen and Kiana James's date.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I could not let the people down. So we are here to talk about it. So happy Valentine's Day to those out there who celebrate it, to those who don't. But cheap chocolate day tomorrow.
We're all of your Valentines.
Exactly. We're here for you.
We choose you.
Love it. Love it. Yes, I heart you all. So we're here to talk about some NXT here today. Mm-hmm. Definitely. You're back from your trip from Cuba.
I am, yes.
You talked a little bit about that on Poisonrana. I would advise everyone listening to this, go check out me and Davey's show, Davey and I's show. Is that right?
Yeah, Davey and my show. Yeah.
Go check out Poisonrana on our feed. Poisonrana.ca for all the links for all the other stuff we do, including all these shows. We have our own feed. Every Sunday we do a show. Davey, you're going to be joining John and Way in Montreal this weekend.
I will be, yes. So Poisonrana this Sunday is going to be a little different than usual. We won't necessarily be going live this week, but I will be giving my kind of live reactions to Elimination Chamber and SmackDown from this week, as I will be there in Montreal with Jesse from the 6. So we'll be recording something and putting it on the Poisonrana feed this Sunday, talking about our experience and our thoughts on the Chamber pay-per-view.
Yeah, so follow for that. If you haven't already followed the Poisonrana feed, we gave some predictions for the show and went into some stuff involving all the Bloodline and Raw and SmackDown and everything like that. Weekly show on the Poisonrana feed. We got Wattup Doe with B, Detroit, and Siino chatting all about some hip-hop video games and everything in between. That's on the free feed. Lots of podcasts over there, including Shot in the Dark, Siino covering everything. Will he talk about Nuff Said? And Alex Riley, say it to my face. Maybe he will on Shot in the Dark. Listen this week on our Poisonrana feed. So all
he blew up this week, didn't he?
Siino's tweet about it. Yeah, viral, unfortunately for
poor Alex.
Yeah,
Riley.
He was doing it to share it, but yeah. Hope he's all right.
We need to clip that with the soundbite from Regal talking to him on the December 11th, 2013 edition of NXT, where he's going like, "Oh, you've got to be like." You can't be just good at one thing. You got to be good at like all 5 things if you're going to be a champion. And Regal goes, "Is that why you're on commentary, Alex Riley?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great segue because we don't only review NXT now.
Current NXT.
We have a show called wasNXT, and that it was on the last episode. William Regal says that to Riley, but then gets in a feud with Cesaro somehow. So we're in the weeds of that. Sami Zayn is a big star going for the title. Bayley, the Boss, Sasha Banks. NXT's wild back in the day, so these retro reviews are pretty fun. Plugging away at some pods here to let people know. Patreon to get that show, plus all the other shows this month. It's only $5 to become a friend. It gives you a full month access, plus you can cherry pick through all the other podcasts. It can connect through our RSS to your phone. It's so easy to do, and it's only $5. Think of there could be one show you really want to hear, and it could be $5, but then you get access to the whole,
All of them.
all of them, including best match ever, Stephanie McMahon, which we just dropped it last week with Maddie Edwards from Grapple, which was a ton of fun, giving Stephanie McMahon her flowers. Speaking of flowers, the Poisonrana best top 5 moments of love, that was on the free feed as well. So so many shows there. But go check out our Patreon, because next week we're doing a movie that's been asked a lot from our listeners over the past few years, and we're finally doing it. Who did we finally go, okay, we can do it? Emmanuel, bless you, because he's picked a movie that, well, a lot of people have asked. Like I said, Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. Somehow, some way, this guy is convincing me to sit down and watch it, and we're gonna talk all about it. So that's next week. But
I don't think you need convincing that.
It's a good movie.
It's
Definitely.
great.
It's just really long. So is wrestling sometimes, so it's okay.
It's the length of an episode of Raw. So
yeah.
And John and Wade do that every Monday.
Bless them.
Yeah.
Bless their sock. So yeah, that's a movie that we're gonna be doing as well. And then this week, because it's Elimination Chamber, you know what? I'll even put it out tomorrow after we record it. We're gonna do a retro pay-per-view review, looking back at the first ever Elimination Chamber. Probably one of my favorite pay-per-views, just of all time, maybe.
This is an awesome pay-per-view. Like, not only do you have that inaugural chamber match, but you've got a match we have talked about before in our SmackDown 6 best match ever with Wei Ting.
Yeah.
We've got Los Guerreros versus Edge and Ray versus Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
What a match.
Just classic. All those combinations back in 2002, 2003. Fantastic. But just top to bottom, a really fun card, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Scott Steiner's WWE debut.
Scott Steiner's debut. You've got a 6-man table elimination match.
Jeff, right
got
before
a women's street fight.
Yeah, man.
So much going on.
Survivor Series 2002. So yeah, we're gonna be putting that out this week, and we hope you check out that show. So yeah, you get access to that. You get access to all these shows. It's only $5, but I'm excited to look back at that pay-per-view and chat all about it.
Absolutely.
And then last one, I swear, we did a behind the BDE for our fan members, and we have some breaking news involving that we may be homeless in a few months.
Maybe.
Yeah. So
people going deja vu. Wait, I've heard this bit
already
before. Yeah.
So
it's every 2 years, guys.
Yeah.
It happens.
So yeah, check us out, patreon.com, Poisonrana.ca for all the stuff, guys. But yeah, it's been a week. So what are we doing? We're gonna be talking about some NXT, but we watched the Super Bowl the other.
We did, yeah.
And we're not real huge sports guys. We can dabble when it's fun stuff, but we prefer the real stuff. Obviously, comes to that. But I hung out at your bar while you were working, and you had some other friends there, and we all hung out and watched the Super Bowl. I had a nice time.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I wasn't even meant to be working that night, and the bartender was sick, so picked up the shift, and it was fun having you guys all sat at the bar. I thought it was a pretty entertaining game. I'm not crazy into football, but I thought the game was really exciting. Halftime show was great. The drinks were good.
The drinks were flowing.
And I won the squares, so I was pretty happy about that as well.
Yeah. You used my name as a cover up, and I won, and everyone thought I won.
Yeah.
Then I slid you the money. You did it all by clean though. You won.
It was legit.
Yeah, it was legit.
Yeah.
Me and you both lost our how long?
How long was the national anthem? Yeah, I got the
lost.
color of Gatorade wrong as well.
What color did you pick?
I picked blue. It was like a purple, which I think would have been good odds actually to get that.
Their team is
like
Reds.
The favorite was like yellowy, green, lime, that color.
Don't like the teams drink the same color Gatorade as their jerseys?
That's what I'd have thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like a purple Gatorade.
We were both wearing.
It was the no, sorry, that's Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Pitch black?
Pitch
Maybe
black.
It was.
Yeah.
That would stink if you got that dumped on you. You end up looking.
I don't think
Gray
Gatorade
Wyatt.
would feel great on you.
No,
I
I
think
heard it's really
sticky.
cold.
Cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to try that.
Yeah.
It's good.
I haven't had Mountain Dew for a long time.
Yeah, I liked some of we're in Canada, so we get some of the commercials, and I thought that was cool. Like finally seeing that damn Flash movie. Like, what's this all about? Finally show us what the hell could be. What could be so good about this that you're risking pretty much a lot of things still putting this movie out with Ezra Miller. But It looks pretty good, so I'm probably gonna watch.
Yeah, I'll probably see it. I'm behind on movies in general. Like I still haven't seen Wakanda Forever. We now got Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out. I'm falling behind on The Last of Us.
Oscar buzz too.
Oscar movies I need to watch. Yeah, I need another day.
Just need another vacation.
Need a vacation to watch films.
Yeah. I'm a little excited about the Oscars because I have only watched a few movies this year, but because of some of the movies got nominated, like everything all at once, like I hope sweeps because I think it was just so awesome. So, but yeah, I liked the Super Bowl game as well. I liked Rihanna.
I thought she was great.
Yeah, it was. She just never realize how many
She's
bangers.
got quite a few good songs, hasn't she?
There were so many people afterwards are like, but she didn't do this. She didn't do this. It's like, oh yeah, true. Like,
yeah,
out of all her whole catalog,
it made me be like, yeah, I'd go to a Rihanna concert.
It'd be a good time.
Yeah.
Would it be as expensive as Beyonce tickets are?
How much are they going for?
I don't know. People are talking madness, like not hundreds.
Right.
For certain seats. Yeah, which is nuts.
Yeah.
So maybe Rihanna would be cheaper, or maybe not after this.
Who knows?
I mean, she's already huge, but to come out literally,
like,
she's already huge. No.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable about my pregnant partner being flown 200 feet in the air
on these things.
Well, at the end, she then lifted up.
Yeah, she was like,
she flew at the end.
Do you think she was strapped in at all? Because it showed.
No, I think she flew.
No, but do you think she was strapped in?
Yeah.
Because one of the dancers, you could see the clip. Someone found a clip of it where they almost fall off the thing,
right,
and stumble and get back to their feet. Luckily,
they
look scary.
Yeah, she had a heart. Well, because they flew her at the end, but
this baby just getting shook up.
But just the stress of that, stress of 100,000 people. She's flying.
Rihanna. She's a star.
I know, but I don't know. I'd be like, nah, you're staying. You're staying on the ground.
If you were ASAP.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, nope, staying on the ground there.
But who would have it's crazy because I watched some things on Friday where people were discussing some of the crazy betting odds that you can do. And to bet I saw a show where someone said if this happens, you could win this much money. If this happens, and one of the weirdest things was if she comes out and announces she's pregnant. And I was like, that's an odd thing to put money down on. And then that's exactly what happened. And I imagine
does it count as announcing if you're like, hey, I'm pretty big right now,
just rubbing her belly?
Yeah,
I mean, she looked like she was rubbing other things.
I need to know the specifics of this bet.
Yeah, true. You could.
Does she have to say the words "I'm pregnant,"
or just be like,
or it's just we realize we find out she's pregnant?
Good for her.
Yeah,
bless her. Shout out ASAP Rocky. I guess that's why he's called ASAP Rocky. I think that we understand that's where that name comes. Yeah. The case is settled on where that name comes from now. Well, that was pretty fun. I forget anything else.
What else is going on?
I mean, you're going to Chamber. I mean, I know you're excited.
Going to Chamber, excited about that. I don't think there's a whole lot else.
Yeah.
I know talked about it. You got to listen to our other shows, guys, to find out other stuff.
Find out some cheeky things.
Not giving it all away to you on the post wrestling feed.
How you almost got arrested in Cuba. Listen to the bonus Patreon show Behind the VD on that. Yeah, exactly. What were you hanging out with some Russian spies? I don't know what was going on.
Hey, they might be listening. This is a free show.
Bless them. Let's talk about some NXT, guys.
Let's do it.
Let's discuss NXT from Tuesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. And we kick off here in the CWC in Florida. Grayson Waller.
We do get a Jerry Jarrett graphic.
Oh, yeah.
Right at the top.
Oh, man.
Who
Absolutely.
passed away this morning.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rest in peace, Jerry Jarrett. Obviously, if you're someone, I'm in my early 30s. Jerry Jarrett, to me, I didn't know too much about it until kind of years later, getting super into wrestling and looking back oh, you were behind a lot of stuff that I enjoyed watching and definitely still go back and enjoy watching. So I would recommend people going to postwrestling.com. John Pollock has posted this awesome just article that he's put together here, kind of showcasing and highlighting the kind of story of Jerry Jarrett. But yeah, rest in peace, Jerry Jarrett. I know Jeff Jarrett is scheduled to wrestle tomorrow night.
He's meant to be in the 6-man, right?
Yeah, I wonder if that changes. So all the happy thoughts to the Jarrett family there, because I know he had his fingerprints on a bunch of old school wrestling, and I know I grew up watching TNA, so that's kind of where I'm like, yes, the Jarretts and stuff. But yeah, shout out Jerry Jarrett, pour one out for real.
As Jake in the chat says, rest in peace, Jerry Jarrett, one of the best promoters ever.
Thank you, Jake. Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
and thank you for the super chat.
Well, now we can jump into some NXT. They did kick off with that graphic, which was quite nice of them. I love when WWE does that. We go into Grayson Waller versus Tyler Bate. Now, Grayson Waller, after Vengeance Day, in the media scrum, like basically broke into the room where Shawn Michaels was live, starts yelling at him and screaming at him, and gets A-Train in to pull him apart. And Tyler Bate saw this and was so furious that his boy Shawn Michaels was getting yelled at by Grayson Waller. So he sends in this video last week saying, "I'm standing up for Shawn, and if you're gonna disrespect him, you gotta disrespect me. So fight me."
All right.
Sets up this match here. Pretty great story.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get more into the Shawn stuff after, but yeah, I think it was a great way of, after that loss to Braun, immediately having Waller still feel relevant somehow.
Keep him hot, yeah.
Keep him hot, exactly. So I think it was a pretty good angle they did.
Well, Grayson versus Tyler Bate here. Booker T is excited. NXT's kicking off tonight and starts like singing, and Vic is like, "Yo, man, I don't know what you're doing."
Chill.
All right. Shut up, Book. Grayson starts putting the boots to Tyler, but he starts countering Grayson here, hits him with a classic exploder, his standing star press for some near falls. Waller shuts him down with a boot to the face. As we come back from a commercial break, Waller is still grinding down on him, goes for this like backbreaker submission. He then goes for his out of ring roll back into the ring stunner, but that's countered as Tyler like dodges it and then bounces off the ropes with his head bounce into his lariat here for a near fall. This looked pretty sweet considering like the counter,
the timing of it all. Yeah.
The both moves. There's then a huge fireman carry and the fireman spin, and he makes Waller dizzy, but he can't keep him down for 3. Waller comes up with the jumping unprettier, but that's a kick out as well. And then Grayson Waller tunes up the band just like HBK. He starts going for it. The crowd is, I think this is the loudest the crowd was the whole night. And as he goes for it, it's counter. Tyler Bate and him now exchange roll-ups, and it's Waller who grabs the ropes, but the ref sees it and is not allowing it. And Bate reverses that and rolls up Waller and gets the 1, 2, 3. Grayson Waller is pissed that he just lost to Tyler Bate.
Yeah, I thought these two matched pretty nicely against each other. It's definitely the injection of kind of NXT UK wrestlers into NXT US has made it so much better.
Yeah.
And just seeing all of these guys mix up with like your 2.0 lot, your kind of upper class of your 2.0 lot, I think it's creating some pretty fun stuff week to week. Like Grayson Waller's definitely stepped up since the start of this Braun feud. I've liked him in ring. Have been some things not clicking. I think he's starting to kind of really have everything come together, and I think this Shawn feud, whatever it's leading to, is pretty great for him. I loved all the mocking of the Sweetchin music and stuff, but Tyler Bate, as always, impressing, and I love hearing Booker T call his matches every week, because it's like the first time Booker T saw this guy was like 2 weeks ago, and it's like, yeah, Book, he's good, we know. But I think it's actually great to have that on a commentator for maybe new people tuning in who maybe are not familiar with the Tyler Bate. So I thought this was a pretty fun opener.
Look, I'm someone who used to definitely gripe on Waller. He's still not my favorite, but he's working and using the best time on TV week to week. Whoever is behind this whole story of this is great. He's been such a great heel, especially since winning that 5-way match like a few months back,
Iron Survivor,
which started his whole like kind of run here. And I really think he's stepped it up. Just being unlikable is so hard. Like everyone's the cool heel, right? Like that's such the thing, and he's definitely finding other ways. It's such an easy thing. Hey, I'll just go after Shawn Michaels. He's basically the new Triple H here, which again we'll get to in a few segments later. That definitely gets even more interesting. So, but as for the match, I knew this would be good. Tyler Bate is awesome. I just don't know what he's really can do else here other than fight Shawn Michaels battles in NXT. He just really loves Shawn.
Yeah, I don't. There is that, isn't there? With whenever we watch Tyler Bate, we've had him flirt in the title picture. I mean, it's always something you can go to him and Mello if Mello is the one to take the title from Braun. But yeah,
But yeah, opening match is great, pretty good. We go to Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen backstage. Now, Brooks Jensen is very nervous because he has a date tonight for Valentine's, and he's got it with Kiana James. Now, if you've been following the story, he basically had a crush on her. They became friends. They somehow set up Kiana and Fallon to win a match as a team. They won the match. They then got a title shot. They won the titles. And now she agreed to the date with Jensen. And Fallon is under suspicion that Kiana actually...
Because she said, Zach, I love you.
Yeah, and she heard this. So, but they don't know that. She hasn't told Jensen this. But Jensen's talking to Briggs alone here and says, I'm nervous for my date because I've never with a girl. And Briggs is like, what? He's like, well, I've never just, and he's like, oh, you mean, okay. You never hit a home run. I got you. Hey, you're 22. A few 22-year-olds haven't hit a home run yet, but don't worry. Tonight's the night. And he goes, well, Briggs, I've never even been on base. He's like, oh, okay. You never even kissed a girl? He's like, no, I've never. So he's like, all right, well, you wait till tonight. You lean in 90% of the way and you wait for her to come in 10% of the way. He says, okay, so I go 10 and she goes 90. No, you go yeah, all right. Fallon walks in and then he goes, don't tell Fallon, and tell Fallon what? And then embarrassed that he's never kissed a girl. And Fallon wants to tell him about the thing, the Zach, love you, Zach thing, but she can't right now. And he's got to get ready for it.
We then needed Paul Heyman to come in and go like, maybe stay at home because there are some things you see on TV that you don't see live. Brooks Jensen telling the world here.
So I really thought, I think they missed a beat of that where he goes like twice here, like, oh, it's really embarrassing. Like, don't tell the locker room. Don't tell anyone. I don't want everyone here knowing I haven't kissed a girl. Like joking, right? Like saying that. Fallon should have been like, guys, you're live. Yeah. It would have just been so much better.
I think so.
If they did that.
To be like, do you think that this was probably pre-tape? I imagine because I can imagine this taking a few takes.
Tries
when Briggs and Brooks are leaning in and you saw in Brooks' face, he was really trying not to laugh. But like, I want to know how many takes this took.
Look, Briggs and Jensen have grown on us so much, but Jensen, how he did not crack here was top SNL stuff here from Jensen. Not
power to
you could see it. Yeah. He was dying, but oh man,
this is so stupid. But I shouldn't like this at all, but...
Bro, tell me how we're more excited about to find out how someone's date went on a wrestling show than any other wrestling on the wrestling show tonight.
But yeah, I thought all these segments tonight were actually pretty fun.
They wish him good luck in his date as well. What was it about the keys?
So Fallon said, he's like, well, how will I know when to go in? He goes, if she's...
When you take her home, when you walk her up to her door.
If she's at the door and she's like swinging her keys around... That's the sign. Guys, I will say, don't take that as like gospel.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself
trying
into
to get
trouble.
into her house. Yeah.
But...
she could just be. True. But maybe there's the 90%, the 10%, the kissing of the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would you give someone advice for when you lean in? Well, how do you know if it's like, oh, sorry, don't want that?
I mean, I'm single, so I don't.
We'll get more of the date later. I wasn't sure if they were going to show it because then they tweeted out like pictures of them on this date, but we do kind of get clips of it a bit later.
Did the date look good?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Right. We'll discuss. There were matzo sticks, so that's...
So it's a good date.
So some people would say that's a good date. Some, maybe not so much. JC Jane is coming out next, and as she's walking through the hall, we see that Shawn Michaels is being yelled at once again by Grayson Waller, who's come through the back curtain through Gorilla and starts yelling. So the cameraman and people chase after them, and now the camera's on them. And Grayson's just grabbing Shawn and yelling at him. A-Train separates him. They're pulled apart again. It's absolute chaos, which could only lead to me.
I love that it's A-Train. Is it just because we bought 2002?
No, because Grayson called him that in the last pull apart. Right. He's like, oh yeah, A-Train, like A-Train, get out of here. So Grayson picking a fight with Shawn Michaels means he's picking a fight with Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement at Stand and Deliver to face him.
Maybe it's because we're watching this Cesaro-William Regal feud on
Years back.
2013 NXT, but they are going pretty heavy with it.
Shawn looks pissed.
I can't honestly see Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement for Grayson Waller.
That was not on anyone's bingo card this year. Yeah.
But like, I'd be for it.
You're saying there's a chance.
It was very heavy-handed this week. Well, like the last 2 weeks, these angles they're cutting. I imagine it's maybe Shawn Michaels is going to bring in someone to face him. Could that possibly be your like Dragon Lee debut? I don't know what the connection there would be.
Everyone knows.
Or like why? Oh, I've got to get my friend Dragon Lee to help me with this Grayson Waller
it's not
guy.
Road Dogg.
I don't know. But this could be something to maybe lead to, like Waller leaves NXT.
Right.
It could be a way to call him up. It's like if you're having this beef with Shawn Michaels, it's well, if you lose this match, you're out of NXT. So I could see them maybe do that where it's Shawn nominates someone, and if that person loses, Shawn is gone, and loser leaves NXT match, Stand and Deliver.
All right, I'm standing by it. Look, Shawn Michaels knows deep down in his heart. I can't speak for Shawn Michaels, but he's got to know deep down in his heart that he can't have his last match being that match with
knocking Kane's hair off.
It can't be. It can't.
No.
So will it be Grayson Waller? Possibly not. But one more match, Shawn. Kick Waller out of NXT. Yeah, have it. Loser leaves NXT match. Shawn Michaels and Grayson Waller.
But Shawn representing himself.
Grayson Waller is going to come out next week and go like, Shawn, you're the reason. You're bad for NXT. Look what you don't know how to run the show. Like I should be your star. Everyone, because he does say that when he gets kicked out later. Shawn Michaels has him escorted out of the building and sent home. And in this like clip, this is later on in the show, but I might as well.
Might as well talk about it now.
Waller gets kicked out of the building and he's laughing at the security, and they gave him all his stuff and they escort him out, and he's kicked out for the night. So. Like, I do think that at Stand and Deliver, which is like, WrestleMania week, that Saturday, I do think it will be Shawn Michaels versus Grayson Waller.
Wow.
I don't know what other, like, it's not going to be A-Train. I'd be down, but it's not, right? Like, I do think that, like, yeah. They were like, wait, Kota Ibushi's facing Speedball? No. We need Shawn Michaels
versus Grayson Waller. Look, I'd be totally for that. I'm for him, correcting that last match, but I don't know. He
needs to get back in shape. He needs to know how to run the ropes again, so he could finally face AJ next year and then put it to bed.
All right,
or
so this is his warm up.
I feel like this is something that just would never come into mind, but they've done a good job.
It is very like they're going quite heavy with it, where it does lead you to think that it's just you're like, really, that's where we're going.
Yeah. So Grayson Waller versus Shawn Michaels.
Let's see.
WrestleMania weekend.
All right.
Stand and Deliver. Will Shawn Michaels show up? It'll be like what they did with Austin. Grayson wants him on the Grayson Waller effect.
I mean, it's gonna,
and says, I didn't ask you to come here. I asked you to fight.
Okay.
And then he super kicks him.
All right.
And then he's kicked out of NXT.
Yeah, I can see you doing that.
There you go.
Just redo the KO angle, Stand and Deliver. I mean, look, that's gonna be something that will sell those tickets.
Yeah.
For that arena.
They have to sell that arena.
It's the Crypto.
They still call it that?
It was the Staples Center, right?
Yeah.
But it's now the Crypto.
Yeah.
Is it not?
I don't know what it's called anymore. But yeah.
Is crypto still a thing? Not really, no.
I don't know, but you want to invest?
No.
I invest in Grayson Waller versus Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Book it, please, people. I mean, what are the other options? At Poisonrana.pod on Twitter. Let us know if you. I can't think of anything else now that would fit in this. Like Dragon Lee, cool.
I mean, you could probably run back the Tyler Bate match at some point. Like he'll get his rematch against Tyler Bate. Yeah. I'd imagine.
I just don't think having Shawn in someone's corner. I just think you could do the like quick match kind of thing, even to get out of it.
You've got something with that like Austin KO kind of thing.
And then put Grayson Waller on the main roster with the Miz, and I guarantee that'll be a hot act again.
Yeah,
like Miz again, igniting with. I think they would work together.
Or like partnering Logan Paul. If Logan Paul's not always going to be there,
right? Yeah.
I think he'd be such a great annoying presence every week to Remind you of
And
Logan.
is a like decent enough wrestler that you
I
can
think
hang
so.
with some of those
Yeah.
guys. So yeah, look at me, I'm a Grayson Waller fan all over again. But I think the guy stepped up as being actually unlikable. But the match should be Shawn Michaels. And then Shawn's back, and he just can't have that last match
No.
be that match. So just do it again.
Yeah.
He knows, he sees Austin got the bug again. He was like, I can.
Well, he's with all these kids every day.
I just need to kick someone in the face. That's it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah, exactly. Can't wait to hear the theme again. Well, we go where were we there? I kind of jumped around, but I will go back to where we go to a commercial for Apollo Crews. Vignette here. Apollo is just in the nighttime under a street lamp with his diary. This guy hangs out in weird places at odd times. He is writing down, but then he throws the diary away and looks at the camera. And as this like really, sad emotional piano plays, it's kind of scary. And he says, Daba Kato, I saw you last week at Vengeance Day. He says, I saw that look, that smile. But then, bam, everything went dark. He says, you turned on me. But what, no call? No text? He says, we shared the road. We shared moments. We shared family time. And it kind of shows their relationship in WrestleMania being a
main roster, that IC run, all that.
And he says, I thought that's what we were, but I guess not. And Daba Kato, all you had to say was that you have your reasons. Well, I have mine. I'll see you. So he's mad and then walks past. So he says he doesn't have any focus on the future anymore.
Future or the past.
Or the
my
past.
whole focus is on Daba Kato. So
he literally says, I don't care about the title.
I guess we can thank Daba Kato for Apollo realizing these visions are
He's
done.
not a mutant anymore.
Yeah. His visions didn't even come true. He got like 2 out of 5 right.
Yeah. It's like the guy who picks the Super Bowl every.
Yeah.
It's like you're not on the ball, Apollo. So yeah, this match coming soon, I imagine.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. Not a huge fan of these. He just looks so silly. Why are you standing under the lamppost? And it's like, oh, didn't see you there. Throws a book away. Like, let me talk to you.
I'm wondering like if and when we're going to get more of these style things on the main roster, because they do a lot of this, like very heavily produced, promos under a lamp and stuff like that. And
why is it always under a lamp?
At the moment, apart from kind of your like Bray Wyatt like barcode stuff, we haven't seen a great deal of like these over. I guess Viking Raiders maybe on SmackDown, but like when these characters move up, like is Apollo going to be doing this stuff? Are we going to have I think of the others, fishing and that stuff.
Right. I hope not. No, probably not.
Sol Ruka.
I hope that. I hope yes. Well, we go to a clip of what happened last week with JC Jane talking about Shawn Michaels hitting the super kick in the barbershop moment with the door, sending Gigi out the door or through the door, kind of almost. I watched this clip a million times. I thought it was a nasty kick here.
I think the door was meant to be the other way around.
Yeah.
So like she just kicked her head right into it.
It looked so nasty.
It looked very nasty.
I put a slow-mo version of it on we have a TikTok now. Go follow it at Poisonrana.pod. Because I think she kicked her, not one, she threw her into it the first time, but the second time she kicked her in the face. Gigi posted photos where her face looked like it got stomped in, exactly just like that. Well, JC Jane comes out with brand new music that sounds exactly the same as Toxic Attraction's old music.
Yeah, I need to give this another listen.
It almost was like, it's like a riff of the old one. She is by herself now. She's in the middle of the ring. All the boos from the NXT crowd here. She has a microphone. She says, the proof is in the boot. Definitely got a chuckle from me. She says, I've been the talk of NXT all week. Not Braun, not Mello, not Waller, but me. She says the name on the tip of everyone's tongue is JC Jane. She then throws to a video recap of like all of Gigi and JC's, a little bit of history of them being in Toxic Attraction, and then the turn, the kick, the boot through the door. She then says, look, I'm not out here to make fun of you, Janetti. I mean, sorry, Gigi. Which, again, I was like, all right, I like this. I like this attitude. She says,
did Sean write that line?
Yeah. She says, I'm done protecting you, Chucky. So she says, listen close, Gigi, screw you. And screw all of you. She says, Toxic Attraction was the most dominant women's faction in WWE history. And look who the last one standing.
She made a good point about when they started. She was referred to as the third wheel, kind of, because I mean Priscilla Kelly had a bit of a name for herself outside of WWE beforehand. Can't say I know JC Jane did wrestle, but she didn't have quite the name that Priscilla Kelly does or her following, and obviously nor Mandy Rose's following. So I thought it was quite a good line saying like kind of now I'm the last one standing out of those three. I outlived both of them.
Now I get their gimmick.
Yeah.
I get the music.
Yeah.
It's like when Roman was the last one in the Shield.
Absolutely.
Kind of. You know what? A really strong promo. I thought last week was a good turn angle. I know it was just like the barbershop, but sorry, that's probably still the best way to do a turn in wrestling, and it worked really well. Obviously, the kick made it worse, and I'll easily compare it to, a year ago when Cora Jade was supposed to be having this insane, like, dastardly turn, hitting her friend with a skateboard. Instead, she hit her with a piece of paper.
Yeah.
That does, like, damage on a whole storyline. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, that sucked, so don't really care. Whereas the opposite, oh, do we really, like, Toxic Attraction's kind of now just whatever. Do we care about this? And then the turn happens and we're like, wow, she kicked her in the face. We got to see that match now. So good.
I'm
good
kind of interested. I think like part of like JC keeping the sort of music and stuff is she is going to be playing her Toxic Attraction character. Yeah. They were a bad unit.
They're evil.
Gigi is the one who we're going to see a bit of a change from because she is going to be the babyface in this storyline. Yeah. So I think we're going to see, maybe a bit of a change of a look, a music change, all of that. And see how she comes across because we've not heard her cut a babyface promo yet, and I am kind of interested. I think it's as much as maybe it would have worked those two as a tag team on the main roster. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they can handle themselves on their own and who is going to step up. So I'm kind of into it at the moment. It's definitely way more interesting than they've done it as Toxic Attraction in the last few months, I think.
Yeah, and you know what? Look, she held her own cutting this promo. I thought she sounded great. I think Gigi will instantly become a pretty popular babyface. I was a fan of Priscilla Kelly before WWE, and I do think she can pull some other character out of there, and she's definitely got something that I think she's been waiting to, like, not just be in the tag team anymore. Yeah. So it is nice that these two are getting like the main starring role as to the side role going forward. So kind of interested in the storyline more than I thought I would be, for sure. So great promo. We then go to a clip of Roxanne Perez picking up Meiko Satomura at the airport. Like, she's that good of a friend that she's like, look, I'm here.
Yeah, you think they just have drivers from WWE employees picking them up.
Where are they going right to? What do they got? Like a Sonics?
Taking
checkers?
Meiko to Sonic?
Where are we going?
What do they like Sonic?
We don't have that in Toronto, so
no.
We don't have. What else? Yeah, they have Sonics, but a Crackle Barrel. I don't know what else is down in Florida, but it sounds great. We see Duke Hudson and Andre Chase and Thea Hale. Thea is still in distress and pretty disturbed from last week, where she
got kidnapped,
and then put like little happy faces all over her.
Yeah.
She then says that she doesn't want to talk about it. Duke is like, look, you don't have to wrestle tonight. We can just talk about it. He says, nope, I just want to fight. And she says, I don't want to push the match back. I want to go. And then like storms off, and Duke and Andre look at each other like, man, gotta support her. So they go. But yeah,
Poor Thea.
Damn.
She's only just started wrestling on NXT TV. Yeah, she only just got her first win, didn't she?
She got kidnapped already.
Yeah.
Welcome to
NXT. Yeah.
We go to a video for Soul.
Do you think they tell that to you when you like start training? It's like, okay, like you could be like, main eventing WrestleMania in football stadiums. Someone also might kidnap you. It's very likely at some point you are going to get kidnapped in your career.
There's a potential.
Your best friend will turn on you.
If I'm a wrestling trainer in 2023, this is what my first lesson would be. Look, guys, I'll give you some advice. Learn how to play poker.
Yeah.
Learn how to drive a golf cart. Learn how to go fishing, I guess, at this point. Learn how to car share and
learn
watch
how to
out for-
forgive and forget, because you'll be in a blood feud with someone, and then in a couple of weeks you'll just be friends.
Dimly lit parking lots. Avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a smoke machine when you need one.
There's a lot of things in wrestling you could learn. Yeah. Poor Thea. We go to a video for Sol Ruka. She says she's only been in WWE less than a year, and she's already kind of made a little name for herself, and shows her doing like flips and stuff on the beach, hanging out.
Her opening line was a bit weird, because she said, I've been in NXT for less than a year, and I still dig going to practice
Every day. Every morning.
But it's like, you've only been there less than a year. I'm like, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It's not like I've been here 4 years and I still dig going to practice. every day. I've been here 6 months and I still go to practice. It's like, yeah, you should.
Practice.
Practice.
Talking about practice. She says that she's really a free spirit, and says it's her parents that instilled that on me. And then it shows clips of her and her family. And then she says she's got a college scholarship, and that her parents even helped her skip school sometimes, as long as she was doing stuff like surfing or like,
As long as she gets her
athletic.
scholarship,
Yeah.
she can do what she wants.
Yeah, and she proved them right that she could do whatever she wanted. She then says that the Soul Snatcher, the finishing move we've seen her do, she says, yeah, it looks good, but I had to practice that. Just like you have to practice. Well, practice. Saying the first time she hit it, it did not look good, but now look at it. Everyone knows how it is. Ask Zoe Stark how good the Soul Snatcher is. And Zoe, I want another match, because whenever I fall, I'm just ready to get right back up. So she challenges Zoe Stark to another match here.
I found this video package almost like when you're watching those, I don't know, like
Bachelorette.
either these Love is Blind programs, but also like, you know, Gladiator, like American Gladiator or something like that, where it's a little, let's have a look at our contestant.
Right.
And it's like, hi, I'm 24 and I'm from Toronto and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, it felt a bit, but I thought it was quite good as getting this person across, and how she's kind of putting over that she's kind of picks things up quite naturally. Like, she's had a lot of hobbies. She likes her surfing and playing guitar and stuff. So kind of putting out, I can pick up this wrestling thing pretty quick as well, and I'm dedicated to it. I think it's, as someone starting off and on this show, I think it works really nicely. It's over the years, obviously we're going to have to see how this develops, and you know, how you translate that to an in-ring promo or stuff like that. But I thought this was cool as getting the character of Sol Ruka over, with also continuing that feud with Zoe Stark.
Sol Ruka's just good vibes, man. I see huge things for her. Yeah, honestly, I think she's up next for sure. She's like kind of got a little bit of everything, and if she's only been wrestling this long, and like, I know we've only seen glimmers and stuff, but yeah, I hope the one negative is like, now you're just like making it about this move. Like, yo, you could do all these other moves too. I'm interested to see where we go with that. I think now she should beat Zoe in the match, and not saying she should be in the. She
got the win over Alba Fire, right?
Yeah.
So she needs to beat Zoe.
I think she will.
Yeah.
We go to our next match though. Thea Hale comes out. She's scared. She's nervous, and she's facing Tiffany Stratton, who gets a great entrance with the New Year's, like the glimmery and the shiny stuff here, looking like $1 million. They definitely dropped the like just daddy's girl thing. Like, she's got different music now. Like, she's like
it's time. She's like grown up a bit.
Yeah. Thea Hale is nervous, but as soon as the bell rings, she's just all aggressive. That Scrappy Doo energy. She runs out. There's drop kicks and keeps knocking Tiffany down. But then in the crowd, in the Chase U section, all the red sweaters, we see the Dyad lads with their smiley face masks on, which startles Thea, who turns around and gets beat by Tiffany here, right in the face. Thea gets to her feet again and turns and sees the perch, Joe Gacy's on there with the mask on. She's totally scared. Eventually, Tiffany drops Thea Hale, goes up to the top rope, and hits the PME, the prettiest moonsault ever. She's officially given it a name, and gets the 1, 2, 3 here. And I will say, it is still a damn great looking moonsault. So Tiffany gains a win, and Thea is, after the match, spooked and scared in the corner because of the schisms.
something else you will be told at wrestling school is people try to distract you all the time.
Yeah.
They'll play their music. They'll just appear in the crowd, like, and you'll lose because of it.
No, clearly that's something not taught in wrestling.
Yeah. Is this, are we setting up for maybe Ava Rain's first match with
Thea Hale? Interesting. Yeah, I guess so. Young Rock's got to fight eventually, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, good shout.
This, I didn't think this was a whole lot of a match.
No.
I do think Tiffany, as you said, that moonsault looked great. It was all a lot more story focused, but Thea Hale's a nice, like, little character there, and I think she plays the part well. So, yeah, interested to see where this is going. Is this for a Duke and Andre against, like, Dyad kind of feud, or is this leading to Young Rock having her first match?
I'll still say it. Stand the same way I feel. Duke and Andre should be tag champions.
Yeah.
That division feels so dead. New Day's gone. Instantly drops down to, like, the playful, like, actually kind of over two people, and I think Duke and Andre would have been the right. Like, looking at this episode, it's like, oh, they made a mistake.
I think so.
So, I think which we thought last week and the week before, but yeah.
I mean, we said at that show, like, anyone but Gallus, really, but I will get to Gallus.
Exactly, yeah. We see Ivy and Paxley, Tatum and Ivy Niles backstage, and Big Body Javi walks in.
Your favorite.
And he says, hey, ladies, I got a big body invitation. Hey, Tatum, will you be my Javi time?
Mm-hmm.
And she laughs and she says, sorry, I'm taken. My Twitter
Your sources.
following sources do tell me that this was a funny joke because I do believe Big Body and Tatum Paxley might or may not be an item.
Oh.
So I thought this was a pretty funny joke. She says, sorry, I'm taken. And he goes, okay. And then then does the exact same line and bit to Ivy. Hey, Ivy, how's it going? You know, I was wondering if you want him. And she shuts him up right away by putting him in a dragon sleeper as this segment takes a turn for quite maybe possibly the worst. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here, but we hear Isla Dawn's voice talking to Tatum.
I thought it was the bottle of water talking.
They both look over. Now, please, someone out there correct me if I'm wrong, but were they insinuating that Isla Dawn was invisible in this segment?
So
that was one of the stupidest things I've ever had to say. But was that what they were going for?
Either she was invisible or they were just
there was a speaker
hearing her voice. There was this, like, curtain, so was she just hiding behind the curtain? It was
what was this?
It was witchy stuff. Either way, it was ridiculous, and I also found it very difficult, like, understanding, really, like, it was muffled. Like, she's got
Scottish. We already can't hear her.
She's got the thick Scottish accent, which is going against her, like, to a lot of this audience who it's a harder accent to understand for a lot. But then on top of that, it was muffled, and we can't see her to even, like, see what she's saying. I don't know what she said. She was kind of saying what she said. Tatum, I think, like, Ivy's holding you back. She was trying to turn these two women against each other. But yeah, it was silly. This whether it be a voiceover or invisible or what.
What? Yeah, like, no, they wouldn't. It was a speaker that, like, it was like our Google Home speaker, right? Like, you can take over someone's speaker. Like, exactly. We cast weird shit to each other all the time. Was it just them doing that, or was it her invisible? Like, it's WWE, right? Like, they may have tried to do that. I don't know. I have to watch it back.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I think it was more like just her voice was appearing,
but they were, like, not like looking up and down. They were, like, looking at
was
her.
Was there a speaker?
Was there an orb?
I need to watch it back. Yeah.
Oh my god, this has potential to be one of the worst things WWE's, like, sure.
But the thing, Ivy and Tatum didn't seem too, like,
they're just like, huh.
They didn't seem weirded out about it.
They're
like
huh.
if we were doing this show right now and then suddenly
hey guys
started talking to us right here,
yeah,
we'd be like, what the fuck? We'd be getting up, walking around. What is that? They were just they Ivy murdered Big Body Javi.
Yeah, lets him go.
And then they're like, huh. All right, this voice is trying to tear us apart.
I wanna assume it was like they were looking at the speaker. Because was it a speaker? Oh man.
I remember a curtain and a bottle of water, but I might be wrong.
I think it was like maybe a big speaker. Like, if AEW or the Indies did this, we'd be praising an invisible man, but an invisible woman. Oh God, no! This was so bad. It has my curiosity because as soon as it ended, I was like, wait a second, what did I just watch? And I thought it was pretty silly.
And it was immediately after the kidnapping segment.
What is this show? What's going on?
I just want to know how Brooks Jensen got on his date.
I said, what is this show? Oh my God. Yeah, you know how if you listen to us, sometimes we'll tell you, like, we'll cherry pick for you, like, hey, watch this match. Maybe for yourself, watch and see if there was in fact a
Help
ghost.
us, yeah.
Was this an invisible witch in Isla Dawn here on NXT? Are we crazy? Was it the speaker? We'll never know. Well, let's talk about some actual wrestling. Axiom is going to take on Damon Kemp, because there's no way I understood what anything Isla Dawn actually said in that promo, but I imagine that she's still going to try to kidnap Tatum and make her join the coven, which I imagine. We go to Axiom versus Damon Kemp, who's returning into some in-ring action here. If you're following the storyline, he attacked Axiom last week, which is setting up this match. Out the gate here, Axiom runs at him, hits him with this jump up kick and then a PK to the chest. Damon's already had enough. He leaves the ring, but then Axiom doesn't give him any time to breathe and hits a running tope as he lands on his feet here. Very impressive. Puts him back in the ring and starts putting kicks to him. Eventually goes for this like wheelbarrow bulldog, but it's countered into a beautiful wheelbarrow suplex, like into the German from Damon. Very snowplex, if you will. Just crazy. Axiom and then comes back and hits this huge crossbody, which is countered into a 2 count and roll-ups. There's then a huge lariat, and then Damon Kemp must be a Kenny Omega fan as he hits Kreutz Wrath, right? Is that what he calls it? Yeah, the like electric chair into the deadlift German suplex. And hitting this on Axiom was the right guy to hit this move on. Axiom sells it like death here, but it is a kick out. There's then a huge palm strike spinning from Axiom here, and then hits the ratio. So I guess you could say Axiom ratioed Damon Kemp here as he puts him away with that kick. I hate the kick as a finisher, but it does look pretty cool. But like,
it looked kind of different every time we've seen it. I thought this one looked good. It's too similar to the drop kicks he's doing in the match as well. But I thought this match really didn't go long at all. But I thought they fit so much in here. It showed off how exciting Axiom is. But also Damon Kemp got his stuff in as well. His suplexes look so good. Like, I don't think he's a slouch at all. Yeah. And I think he's a real good prospect. So I thought they did quite a lot here. But Axiom still like just putting on like really like exciting stuff to watch every week.
He's so good, man. Like I think they're slowly kind of getting rid of that gimmick. Like the engine still has the effect, which isn't really anything. There's numbers on the board.
I mean, when you think of like every kind of luchador character, they always have like a ridiculous background, but then it's like just, it's tamed down after a while, and it's just inspired by. So they really, apart from what sometimes saying, oh, you like maths, like they don't really hit you over the head with it.
His gimmick is literally quick math. Quick maths. Well, he wins this match. I would imagine Axiom finds his place in some sort of ladder match at the Stand and Deliver. He's too cool not to have on something like that.
Or just Axiom Wes would be great.
Oh, yeah, that would be sweet. We get a video for Grayson Waller. I think we mentioned this where he got escorted out. I think we talked a bit about that. And I think he will be back next week to maybe cut a promo on Sean. Maybe call him out. We go to Braun Breaker, the NXT champion. He returns here tonight. He comes out to the crowd chanting, oh, oh, oh. He then says that things seem a little different around here. As he says that right on cue, a bunch of the crowd here at the CWC start singing in the John Cena theme way, Braun Breaker sucks.
Braun Breaker sucks.
They just keep singing this all while he's talking his promo.
This is one of those things where it's like, I feel if this was on a Raw or whatever, this wouldn't get going.
Yeah.
But
It's like
this is like 3 people, but you can hear it because it's such
like
a
30 people
small
here.
studio. Yeah.
Well, he's continuing and he says that, look, everyone knows that I walked out champion. I am the champ. I run this place. And everyone seems to be talking about the match that everyone wants to see. Clearly, everyone wants to see me versus him. But he's interrupted by Jinder Mahal and Indus Sher. They all come out here. Jinder says, look, I respect and admire you. Braun says, you were not the person I was expecting to come out here. Jinder then says, Braun, you carried NXT on your back. You are champion. You are NXT. You are the brand. And says, like, if you're the NXT champion, well, you might be deaf because there are people here that don't like you, as the people are still singing Braun Breaker sucks. He then you start to hear the barks, and he says, these people don't like you, and people bark. And then he says, I know, Braun, trust me. You either die a hero or become a villain, and that's what you're doing right now. And Braun says, they can say whatever they want. That doesn't matter to me. And says, Braun, you're tired, you're weak, and I challenge you. Braun says, oh yeah, you challenge me? Are you here with your new 3MB?
Ooh.
Which one of them plays the guitar, huh? That one got me going. He sounds so much like Scott Steiner.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. So he then accepts this match, and it is official. Jinder Mahal will challenge Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship next week.
Look, if we had someone over who doesn't watch this show, and we're like, hey, they go, what is NXT? And I go, oh, it's a developmental show. So it's people that are like brand new to wrestling, and they've just been training at the PC. You get some kind of indie talent who have come over to kind of learn how to, work TV before moving up. And sometimes you get some main roster people move down to kind of help out that talent. And you were to show them this scene. You go, oh, Braun Breaker's the veteran here, right? And this other guy is the guy in development. I thought Jinder was terrible.
Yeah, he seemed like he was so off.
He was tripping over his lines. He was repeating himself. He like his promo style sounded no different than when we were covering him in NXT in 2012. In
2012, yeah.
Like I thought it was pretty bad, and I didn't think Braun came across great, but I thought he handled himself well. There was some like jeering from a small portion of this crowd towards him, and I thought he handled it well enough. But I just thought that the whole segment was long-winded, going around in circles. We're getting a match next week.
Yeah, I think they could have went a whole different, more exciting route than this. I thought it was so boring.
Yeah, it was boring.
He just kept going back, and then to do the thing where I didn't mention it, but when he goes, "Hey, which one of you plays the guitar in 3MB?" Jinder then goes, "Oh, you're doing this to make people laugh so that they don't boo you."
So that like
that's
you.
that's what this show is like.
Yeah.
How far are you gonna pull this curtain back? And the match is whatever. I'm sure Braun will get a great victory over this. Maybe he then teams with Diamond Mine to take them on the week after. I don't know, since no Roddy or whatever. But yeah, that's the match we're getting next week. So
yeah, we'll see how the match is. But
Don't really
this
care.
segment was awful.
It does suck that there's like a few people that are just the whole segment want to get their chance over and stuff. It's like, all right, let the show go on.
It's so much more noticeable here, and I thought they were quite irritating.
They've done it before.
Yeah.
We go to Kayden and Katana, who walk into Meiko and Roxanne backstage, and they say, "Look, we're sorry about last week. We didn't mean to sound like mean. We were just really upset that we lost. And look at you. You're the champ, and we have the final boss here, and we just, we're sorry." And Roxy's like, "Oh, so you don't want the match anymore? Like you're backing out because I picked Satomura?" And she's like, No. We still want the match. It would be an honor. And they say, "Thank you." And they walk off. And Roxanne says, "Hey, Meiko, thank you for being my partner here tonight and joining me." And Meiko says, "I have my reason." Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
Kind of giving us a little hint there.
Yeah. We then have a promo from Indy Hartwell, who then says, "Look, everyone hates Toxic Attraction. We all hated Toxic Attraction. but I do feel kind of bad for Gigi Dolan getting kicked in the face. But JC thinks she's going to come around and now shoot up to the top of the women's division. Well, Toxic is dead, and she is dead wrong. You're behind me, a line for matches.
This is our weekly
Indy
Indie
mad
setting
at
up
everyone.
a promo for a match you'll lose.
Indy Hartwell's going with the current Eddie Kingston gimmick, just mad at everyone.
Addressing my enemies.
Indy Hartwell addresses her enemies every week on NXT. Wait, are you feuding with that person? Nah, I just don't like them. Why? I don't like them. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is meant to be her standing up for the locker room, but unfortunately, I think we know where this is going. Because JC's the project right now.
Yeah.
So unless you get, it could be a GG return.
Yeah, I was gonna say she might
where
come back.
Indy wins, but yeah, we say this every week. I feel like a broken record, but Indy's just someone floating around, and not really going anywhere.
We go to Wesley. He's in the ring. He has his open challenge. There was a shot before they threw to break where he's walking down the hallway to go to make his entrance, and you see like Dijak standing in the back like Terminator, and then you see Tony D and Stacks like, yeah, it's like a cartoon, a video game like walking through the course thing.
We need the camera like in Gorilla though, but whenever these open challenges happen, we always see it on the stage. Someone manages to have enough time to go, okay, cue up my music, I'm entering, and then the other person goes, no, I want them fighting in Gorilla.
That should be a thing and used in WWE. It's just not the open challenge. Like, wouldn't all people want this?
You see someone in the canteen, they're eating their, what? There's an open challenge?
Fuck, I make that. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much the case. Kind of what happens here, because Wes is in the ring now, holding up the title, and says, "This is my open challenge for the North American title. Anyone come out here?" And Tony D's music hits. He comes out with Stacks. We're not quite sure which one was going to open challenge here, but they're stopped on the ramp by Dijak, who attacks Tony, chokes him out. Stacks decides that he wants to save Tony, so he chases him off. And while Wes is standing in the ring watching this, he is attacked from behind by Von Wagner.
Yeah, I forgot he was feuding with him as well.
Right. There's not just one person who feuds with Von Wagner.
I feel I forget about Von Wagner every
How
week
could you
until
forget
he
about
shows up,
Von Wagner?
unfortunately.
So this match is official now. The ref rings the bell. Von Wagner versus Wesley. I'm very excited. Booker says he's not a big fan of open challenges.
He doesn't elaborate. Like,
And then he moves
Vic
on.
just goes, what are your thoughts on the open challenge? And he goes, well, you know me, Vic, I'm not a fan of open challenges. Anyway, we've got Von Wagner here. I'm like, sorry? Like,
Does he mean because, like, as a competitor, like, because he doesn't like facing someone he doesn't like, to like wants to know who he's facing, or like he didn't make it.
he
sound
didn't
that way.
elaborate.
Yeah, he
He
didn't make
just
it sound like.
I hate watching these open
Yeah,
challenge
I don't like people
matches.
challenging people.
I like to know the match
Yeah.
ahead of time,
Yeah, really weird.
what I'm going to watch. I
Fickle
don't like any
wrestling
of these
fans.
surprises in wrestling.
So the match continues. Vaughn is beating down on Wes. He hits this huge Beal toss, which looked pretty good. Just keeps putting the boots down to him. Eventually, Wes comes back. He does this like sweep the leg STO and then a stomp and then a standing moonsault for a near fall. Vaughn hits this huge flapjack and then boots him and stacks him for a near fall. Wes comes back and hits a super kick and then the handspring kick, the cardiac kick as they call it, and gets the 1-2-3 on Von Wagner. I thought this was a pretty big letdown of teasing an open challenge and going through all the malarkey of Tony D, Stacks, and Dijak only to get to Von Wagner. I definitely am only putting this into my own head, but like, wouldn't it have been cool if Nash Carter came out?
Yeah.
But we got Von.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Not here nor there on a come Tuesday.
I was a little disappointed. I don't know who I was expecting really, but it wasn't particularly exciting. And I didn't think it was a very exciting match either. Wes, like, Von got a few of his power moves in, but Wes made pretty quick work of him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm assuming going forward, we're going to get the triple threat or maybe even a fatal four-way with Wes, Stacks, Tony, and Dijak. And then after that, we finally can just move on to someone else, possibly for Stand and Deliver.
I think you want to give him just, one of those kind of big kind of dream singles matches on the Stand and Deliver show.
Pretty sweet.
So that's where
Dragon Lee.
I'd go for like a Dragon Lee would be great, or I'd go Dragon Lee or Axiom. I think would be a great, great match. You can do babyface v babyface. Just yeah, I think that would be good.
We go to Hank Walker and Drew Gulak backstage. Hank Walker has new gear. Look at this new fit.
I know.
He's got a black singlet.
We guessed singlet, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did get that.
It says Walker on it.
Yes.
Hank Walker will knock your brains out.
Is that his thing?
No, that was Braden Walker. Will knock your brains out.
Right.
Best catchphrases in all of wrestling. He happened to spell it the same way I spell Braden. Great stuff. Shout out Chris Harris. Yeah. I'll show you it later. We see Hank and Drew, and he's got his new singlet, and he says, "Look, Drew, I'm so excited I got my singlet." And Drew says, "Oh, it looks good. I like the look. It looks good. But I forgot to get new boots, and they're not going to come in time." So, and he looks down. He's only got these like old cowboy boots on or something. So Drew says, "Don't worry. I figured that was the case. I got some old boots here. Take them." And they're like silvery black ones. It's like, take these.
You think Drew Gulak and Hank Walker are the same size?
When it showed like the size of his feet and the boots, I was like, okay, like maybe. But Hank is significantly bigger than
he's
Drew
a good
Gulak.
like, yeah.
You think Drew Gulak's got that BDE?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, you don't have to be tall to have big feet, do you?
It is rare that like shorter people have big feet.
Yeah,
it still happens.
Like, I can't imagine them having the same. But maybe it's like, hey, this. I mean, I'd say you're probably better off working in your boots that you've been wrestling in up to now, rather than a pair of boots 2 sizes too small for you.
Shoeless.
Oh, I mean, he's done all right in his boots before.
So he's got Drew Gulak's boots, and he's wrestling next against Charlie Dempsey. So
all right.
When we come back from break, Gulak told him, wrap them tight, lacing up those laces, make them real tight for this match.
I don't think you had to worry about them being tight.
They might have been a little tight. Hank comes out. He looks different. He's got his black tights. How would you rank
Hank?
Rank Hank's fit here. The black singlet and the shiny silver boots.
I think it's meant to look a little bit, beginner's wrestling gear here. But he actually looked in better shape wearing this than when he's in his John Goodman gear. Yeah,
he turned from John Goodman from Roxanne to tattooed Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Imagine Seth Rogen gets cast in like a wrestling movie. Oh, I gotta wrestle my neighbor, and it's him with tattoos.
Yeah.
But he's got Drew Gulak's boots on.
It was an improvement.
It was. He didn't look like a plumber anymore.
No.
He looked like he would wrestle someone. So Hank Walker wearing Drew Gulak's boots, new boot goofing. It's been a great week for boots. I loved Seth Rollins coming out in the big red boots.
You like those boots?
I hate those boots, and now I love those
boots. They're ridiculous.
What a stupid boot, but hilarious. When I saw him come out with that, I died. And then in my head, I went, he's got to do the stomp while wearing those.
Oh, yeah.
And he did the stomp wearing the big red boots. New boot goofy.
I feel like those boots could like spring you up really high.
I always wanted those boots as a kid. Those springy moon boots.
Yeah.
Like trampoline shoes,
boots.
essentially. Yeah. Moon boots. Yeah. New boot goofing. Hank looks good.
Should I get a pair of these boots? These red boots?
Big red. I don't think we can I don't think you can afford it with our Patreon.
Can afford anything.
Booker is furious that Hank is wearing Drew's boots. He says, "How can you wear another man's boots?" He says it's just a thing in life. How can you borrow another man's boots? You just don't do that. He says, "What if he has athlete's foot?"
It's true. He was like very grossed out by it, wasn't he?
I personally don't like wearing other people's hats or boots.
Yeah, I can see that.
But if someone's like, "Yo, man, I have size 13 feet," and sometimes it's hard to find shoes. Sometimes people are like, "Yo, I have these shoes that I've worn like once or twice. They're in your size. Do you want them?" Yeah, absolutely. Same with the hat. Oh, you've not like, there's no sweat stains in them.
Yeah.
There's no holes in them. Yeah, why not? If it looks fine, that's fine. So Booker,
But the nature of wrestling boots is you are going to be sweating.
Yeah, they need to be fit properly for
These are old boots. He's like, and probably not going to fit too well.
They looked fine though. They were still sparkly.
He looked great.
Yeah. Hank versus Charlie Dempsey here. There's big slugs from each of them, and then they run into each other with a big boot, knocking each other down. Hank Very impressive with the Fujiwara armbar on Dempsey, but eventually Dempsey counters that into the Regal stretch, and then he can't quite get it, so he starts to club at Hank. And I mean, that first one.
The first one, he clocks him right on the back of the head, and then goes to the back.
Yeah. Locks him in the STF again, and Hank taps out. Pretty quick match here. After the match, Charlie looks at Drew and then locks in the STF again on Hank. And Drew just stares at him, wants to get in the ring, but then doesn't. And then they stare at each other. They walk out together, leaving Hank alone in the ring as they check on him. And he's like, what? Why? Drew, why?
Mentor, why?
I thought we were like friends. What are you doing? I'm wearing your boots.
He should have taken his boots before leaving. Go to like look like he's gonna check on him and then take the boots off.
I want these boots, yeah. Really quick match, but I will say I am invested in Regal Jr. here, locking in a fucking vicious STF.
I actually think like Dempsey is obviously more experienced than Walker.
Yeah.
But actually matching them against each other's helping both. I think it's allowed Walker to try and do a bit more actual wrestling rather than just big power moves and, be his security guard gimmick.
Yeah.
But also seeing Dempsey being able to like tie up one of these bigger guys. It makes him
struggled, yeah.
It makes him look more legit. And you think, wow, if he can do that on the man the size of Hank, like he's gonna eat some of these people. So I think it's been working. I think the story's going where we've seen it's going, with Drew now joining with Dempsey. So interested where it's going from now. But I think it's been a pretty good kind of, mid-card feud that's got going on right
Especially it's just about wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, you're new to wrestling? Let me teach you some wrestling. They've not outright said this guy's William Regal's son, but they're letting you know it's William Regal's son by little things like that. You wouldn't know if you were just like a casual viewer. You're just like, this guy's mean. And I think that alone, he stands out, that he's just kind of good wrestler, really mean, looks like Pete Dunne, looks like William Regal. Prediction of Bryan Danielson says he's not wrestling after the 3-year contract with AEW. I believe that is a complete lie, because I don't understand how this guy will end his career not wrestling Charlie Dempsey. He has to.
Yeah, true.
It will be a huge match in WWE.
Well, maybe Bryan Danielson doesn't wrestle, but
Daniel Bryan
does.
does. Yeah, exactly. Can't wait to see that one day. But yeah, I'm interested to see Gulak and Charlie. Obviously should be the team because they're like the wrestlers, right? So I am interested to see where this little mid-card storyline goes. The Graps lads. We get a angry Von Wagner backstage. He's throwing around benches and he says, "What the hell happened? I let that slip through my fingers." Mr. Stone says, "Look, you didn't, man. You suck. You have no connection with me, the crowd, the audience. Like, you need to break those walls down. You need to help me help you." Big fan of Jerry Maguire again. He says, "The biggest thing about you in your career is that you were a meme about Come Tuesday." He says, "What else have you done? Think about it." Walks off. Where's the line? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, where's this going? Like, I know it, with it being Mr. Stone, it's going to comedy. The fact he's doing these Jerry Maguire lines and stuff. I'd kind of like it to be the other way around. And if this was played a bit more seriously, because I think there's actually some really good like lines in there about you're not connecting. Like, you've got all the tools to be like great, but something ain't connecting. You're not connecting to me. You're not connecting to the people. Like, stop focusing on just being. I think he said the other week, "Oh, cool, you're Raw. Ah, you're a big man." That kind of said that. It's like, you'll be more than that. I like that. I think my fear is they're not going that way,
right?
And it's gonna be we're gonna have like Dr. Shelby like helping them open up. Like, let's find out who the real Von Wagner is, and I can't say it's just gonna be more embarrassing.
Yeah.
For the wrong reasons, skits.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Don't really care. Jerry Maguire's a great movie, though.
It is a good movie.
I told you I'm on a Tom Cruise kick.
Yeah, we love Tom Cruise.
We love Tom Cruise.
We stand by Tom
We
Cruise.
love anything.
I am a real American.
You know, I have to put in, we're on the post feed now. We make them podcasting dollars. I have to pick spots of when I put the ad breaks in sometimes. So usually it's great when it's in the middle of a conversation.
I love Tom Cruise, and then have Way talking about ricotta from HelloFresh, his ricotta pasta, fluffy, creamy pasta.
Last week I had Siino on, bless Siino, and briefly I said I love Tom Cruise. I said shout out Tom Cruise, shout out Scientology, and he was like, I'm kidding, but he's like, oh, I don't know if we should say that. I was like, no, it's fine. I mean, it's not like we get cut off or anything. I put the ad right there. So make sure you don't say anything bad about Scientology.
We did eat with HelloFresh tonight.
Oh, we ate with Scientology. I was like, what did you feed me? What did I eat? Don't scare me.
The truth, Braden, the truth.
My heart jumped right there. I was like, wait, what did I eat? I don't know what those...
Scientology chicken.
What do they eat? I mean, whatever Tom Cruise eats is probably working for him, so...
Yeah.
He's jumping out of the plane as we
South
speak.
Park had some theories about what Tom Cruise eats.
We go to our next segment.
We're not going to be loud back on the post feed, are we?
We go to Pretty Deadly, and they're walking into a pub, and we see Gallus.
No one at the pub. No one's ever at these pubs.
Was this Fallon's bar?
This is Gallus's bar.
Gallus bar, Fallon's bar.
Yeah, this bar's a little darker, has a few more lights.
There was people in this.
There
bar.
were?
Yeah, like some old people, some barflies, some
then
regulars.
it can't be Fallon's bar.
Yeah, exactly. So, Gallus are playing pool, and Pretty Deadly are like, hey, you think we could play some billiards? And they're like, it's called pool. They agree to play, so they put some money on the line here. And they start to play, and Pretty Deadly are just doing really terrible at pool here.
I think there's also bets going on with the game
them
and drinks. Yeah.
So they keep buying rounds, and they keep saying, next one, double or nothing kind of thing. So they keep doing it and buying them drinks. The Gallus lads are still drinking out of these silver mugs in a bar, which I'm
tankards.
Yeah, they're not even that big though.
Fine.
Yeah. So they're drinking them, and they're still beating Pretty Deadly at pool. They're unfazed here by the beer and the alcohol. And eventually they're like, oh, like we can't beat you guys. And they say, don't worry, I remember my first time in a pub. And then still not drinking and getting drunk, and they beat Pretty Deadly. So Pretty Deadly have to buy the tab and say like, hey, we don't want to play games like New Day. We just want to fight you. And Gallus said, oh, you didn't need to do all this. You just had to ask to fight us. But then they got to pay the bill, and the tab was like a mile long. Oh, no.
This made me so hyped for this match. I cannot wait for Gallus Pretty Deadly for these NXT Tag Team Championships after seeing them play pool.
We love our Pretty Deadly, especially more so outside the ring, it seems. Like, their skits are pretty funny. But, yeah, this was pretty deaded. Nothing. Like, not a... The one thing that made me laugh was when Pretty Deadly are helping each other play pool.
Yeah.
When they're doing the classic, like, oh, hey, babe, let me help you shoot this.
The ghost, like the holding each other kind of thing.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But other than that...
Yeah, just these things. Like, this reminds me of, like, Viking Raiders, Street Profits, that stuff.
Yeah,
which is just... It's not good writing. It's not funny.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Gallus, and I've watched them for quite a long time now, but, like... You're not really pushing. You're just saying these guys are good guys now.
No, I think Pretty Deadly are the
babyface.
The babyface.
Okay,
here.
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Weird.
And all you've got with Pretty Deadly is every week it's them trying to get title shots by being the champion's bitch.
Yeah,
basically.
I don't know. I didn't really care for it. And I'm not excited for the match, but
this division has. You're right. It has dropped significantly.
It should have been Andre Chase and Duke Hudson.
Yeah. Just you've got better teams there. This isn't doing it for me.
Well, yeah, we're getting the match though. Is it next week?
They haven't.
Okay.
I don't think they announced it.
We get a video of Ilya Dragunov. He's backstage with Mackenzie, and he says 4 months ago, as it shows clips of him being taken out by JD, he says, "But however, I was put through a lot of pain, but pain makes you feel alive." And while he's talking, he's interrupted by Trick Williams, who's in the ring, and says, "Yo, Dragunov, I'm out here. Come here."
This was a nice little flip on the trope. Normally, we would have Ilya in the ring talking, and then Trick interrupts on the screen. I quite liked it the other way around. Trick is
like, "Nah, I'm interrupting your thing. Come here. I'm gonna talk to you." So Ilya's like, all right. So he starts heading that way, but Trick is in the ring and he has a mic. He just starts ripping on him here. And Trick on the mic by himself says, yo, Dragunov, step in the ring with me. I'll drop you where you stand. Yeah, I'll drop you like a mixtape. Just like JD dropped you 4 months ago. Just like how I'm going to drop you. You step in the ring with me, you're going to realize that Trick got that snooze button on it. Yeah, come on. Hit you with that right hand. Dragunov comes out and starts walking down the ring. And then Trick says, yo, Booker T, get the popcorn. You scared, huh? I thought his whole riffing here was great.
This going from like that last segment and then in literally 30 seconds, Ilya and Trick Williams, which wasn't like a match I really knew I wanted. Like, they had me. Trick Williams sounded great. Ilya's got such a interesting, different style
persona,
promo. But Trick Williams he sounded completely genuine here. Like, he had some great lines, but he was like, nah, I want to fuck you up. Let's go. Let's do this. And I was like, all right, this is what wrestling should be for me.
Yeah.
Like, let's fight. Let's do this.
Look,
not playing pool.
Trick has been someone since the beginning. We were like, okay, like not the best wrestler, and the promo was a bit iffy, but fast forward like what, a year now?
Yeah.
I think low key Trick Williams is probably one of the best talkers in the company.
He could, like, him tonight, like we've always said, him and Mello as a unit are fantastic, and they are, and I would love to see that act on the main roster. But he proved to me tonight he can hold his own completely. We know Mello can hold his own, but I see big things with Trick. Like, if he can continue this, you can, like, that's what they say. Like, that's what the whole Attitude Era was. Talk people into watching your matches, and like, his wrestling will come. Like, I was really impressed here.
Yeah, me too, man. And besides how many things we watch in tonight's show in NXT of pre-recorded promos and segments that are edited and takes and this and that, this guy just did it on the fly, and he didn't slip up at all. And he said so many things that made me laugh, that made me, I need to see you get your head. I was like, Dragunov's coming right down to the ring to knock your head off. I'm so excited.
Again, compare this to Jinder, who's been doing this for 11 years.
Easily. Blew Jinder out of the water.
Crazy.
Yo, all the flowers to Trick Williams. Yeah. Like, going forward, like, him and Mello are a unit, but him talking shit by himself here proved it for sure. Ilya grabs a mic and says, look, you love to have fun and be the life of the party, but you're just trying to keep me away from my mission of being the NXT champion, and that's what I'm going to do. Trick goes to like sucker punch him, but Dragunov counters and hits an enziguri, sending him away. When JD McDonough comes out with an eye patch thing, like his eye is taped up, and says, you injured me when you returned last week and you tore my retina. And, well, now that you're back, Dragunov, you should have listened to me and stayed home. You should go home and stay there, because when I get in the ring with you again, I'm going to beat you so badly you won't be able to hold your own son. Which pisses off Dragunov. But Trick is back up and beats on Dragunov and puts the boots to him as he walks off. And Dragunov is laying there, and JD thinks about attacking him, but Dragunov gets up before the attack happens. JD kind of walks off. So clearly we're going back to JD and Dragunov, but we do come back to this next segment where Mello is in the locker room and Trick comes in and says, like, yo, did you see that? You see what I just did out there? They're going to eat for us. They're going to eat for everybody. And the match is official. Dragunov versus Trick next week on NXT. And, like, this guy sold me on, I need to see you get your head smashed in. So.
This whole segment was fantastic.
And then,
I thought,
and then Mello and him are like, all right, sick. And then they end by doing the
they do their handshake, which is, so many different parts to it, but then ends with the Wakanda cross-arm thing.
Fuck yeah.
I love as well how Mello, and this isn't the first time, Mello and Trick are obviously boys, but Mello is like very honest with his friend, because he's like, yo, Ilya's better than you. It's essentially like between the lines, he's like, yo, you're... And no, I'm the baddest. All right, if you say so, cool. Yeah. But I don't sense any I don't sense that as like seeds being planted or anything. I just think it's like, looking out for his boy. It's like, yo, you're good, but like Ilya's a killer. You might not want to pick a fight with that guy,
Yeah.
No, I thought this whole thing was great. JD as well sounded great. This was Yeah, probably my favorite thing on this show today.
This was my favorite thing on the show, just because Trick was again hilarious, but did make me like that's what wrestling is. The bad guy wants to make you so mad. Like that's MJF stick is you say stuff that people you want to see them get beat up, right? Like exactly what I need to see next week now. So can't wait to see it. He's gonna do the boxing gimmick again, right? Like he was mentioning the right hand that hits the snooze button because that's how he beat Wes. Remember he cheated.
Oh yeah.
So like
right,
he's kind of he might try to do similar things, but yeah. Can't wait to see that. We go to the date. Well, after the date. They show us pictures of the date. They didn't make it creepy by putting a camera there on the date, which I guess is a good thing because they do that a lot in wrestling. So it looked like they had matzo sticks and wings. Those your go-to orders? Matzo sticks when we come
maybe
home
not
late.
for like a first date.
Yeah.
But
When you're in a
like-
couple and you know, babe, I want the wings and matzo sticks
Yeah.
tonight.
Monster sticks are very popular.
Yeah.
Our friend ordered them just before he like bailed on
The other night,
Yeah.
Good.
Like any monster sticks, they didn't help. I'm going on.
So Brooks
Yeah, we've got in trouble with our air fryer and monster sticks.
throw it in a box of
Yeah.
matzo sticks like 4 a.m. Looks like they had some matzo sticks at a nice stop. Maybe they were at the same bar with Gallus and Pretty Deadly.
No, it looked like different. They
Nice
were
different
they were
spot.
more like at a Olive Garden or something.
That would have been the TGIFs. That's probably.
I mean, that's totally where Brooks Jensen would take someone
exactly.
to Chili's, you know?
We're just naming all the places. We're making fun of places because we don't have them here. We're sad
Yeah.
about that. So I wish we had Olive Garden and Fridays and Chili's, but we don't.
There are no Fridays here?
No Fridays. I mean, we have Fridays on Friday, but we don't have.
There's no
TGIFs.
Fridays in Canada at all?
No,
Oh.
I think there was one in Niagara Falls, like for a while, but nowhere else.
Oh, we've got loads in the UK.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just assumed. I just don't go there. Like, they're not great.
Yeah, no.
Chili's, however.
Applebee's.
Chili's is great.
I could talk about American fast food chains all.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Arby's. My one friend loves Arby's, and they're so select in
I do enjoy a Harvey sometimes.
Harvey's. They don't have that in the States.
No, I know.
So there
Like,
you go.
like,
Americans.
show off. We live above a Harvey's.
Harvey's. Yeah, Harvey's makes your
We
hamburger.
need
a
to make the
beautiful
most of it over the next couple of months.
thing. Well, Brooks Jensen is dropping off Kiana James after their date here, and he's like, "Hey, it was good. It was food. I mean, the food was good." And he's acting all nervous and like going, what? And he then says, "Look at the." He's walked her to her door now. He says, "Look at the North Star," and then it's just this weird shot of a North Star. He
A
says,
shot I don't think I've ever seen in
It's
wrestling
probably like
where it's
a
just
stock
like,
shot. Yeah, I don't think this was actually anything they shot. He then says, "Look, it's the North Star. It comes from the south. I mean, the north. Oh, the south. Ah, shit." And then he notices Kiana James is playing with her keys, spinning him around a bit. So he goes in for the kiss, but as she's about to kiss him, Fallon Henley and Josh Briggs show up. "Stop! No!" And they go, "What? Listen, Jensen, I didn't want to tell you this, but Kiana, she's cheating on you. And I hope she would tell you, but she didn't." She says, "What? No, I'm not cheating on him. What are you talking about?" He's like, "What?" He says, "I heard you on the phone and you said, 'I love you, Zach. I know you were talking to someone else.'" She says, "Yeah, I do love Zach. Zach is my brother." And then the door opens. And I guess this is Zach.
we meet Zach.
He goes, "Hey, Kiana, fed the dogs. I'm going to leave through the garage. Have a good one." Does the closes the door and leaves. And then they all go, "Oh." And really, dude. And Fallon feels really upset. Like, "Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry." Ah. And yikes, the date is ruined here tonight.
Yeah. I don't know why I like this, but I do. It's bad. It's not great, but I'm invested. I'm invested in Brooks and his love life.
Yeah.
One day he's gonna be, you know, the head of the table.
WWE champion.
He'll be the guy in WWE,
B3.
and someone will be like, "Hey, remember when he was doing this?"
Remember, guys.
And it's him leaning in for the kiss and everything.
I love everything about Brooks Jensen.
So is Kiana just completely genuine then these days? She likes him.
It looked like let's
Fallon
look at
fucked up here.
Fallon fucked up.
And I'd also be like, "Yo, I don't care. I want to have this kiss." You know, like,
So
tell me after.
so Kiana looked like she really wanted to kiss him.
Yeah.
We're all under the
jingling
impression.
her keys.
Yeah, we all know if you jingle the keys, it's bet.
Yeah.
It's it. But I don't know. Now this continues. It's juicy. They're champions as well. Makes the whole thing messy.
It does. It really does.
I'm loving it.
I hope Brooks is like mad at Fallon next week.
Yeah.
You know?
This is like some great soap opera WWE.
I mean, we've got to now move to Fallon having feelings for Brooks. Like that's.
I think Kiana
it
thinks
hasn't
that.
hasn't really been addressed yet. It is Fallon looking out for a friend.
Right.
But if we want to turn the juice up a bit, we've got to
riz it up.
Yeah. And I don't know where Briggs is in all this.
Just like,
man, I just want to be a tag champion. Like, just helping my boy, teaching him how to kiss a woman, and my other friend is being weird. Like,
I don't know what I'm doing, man. I was Evolved champ. I think he was Evolved champ.
He was. He beat Austin Theory, I think. Back in the days when I covered Evolve.
Wow, look at you, Evolve specialist.
Yeah.
Josh Briggs is just living his best life out here. He's just trying to make enough money to cover up some of those tats.
Yeah.
I love these guys now. I love Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen now with this storyline. This is not the stuff I like in wrestling, but it's so funny and so good. I don't know how you didn't watch them. If anyone doesn't watch, like the clip of them almost kissing earlier, it was really funny.
Yeah.
So shout out to Briggs and Jensen for
this
that.
Is
so is this.
We ask for long-term storytelling, and we've got it. We've had like I've still got on my desktop the screenshots of Brooks Jensen making his dating video.
Right. Yeah.
And that was like
he doesn't even have the hair yet.
He doesn't have the hair.
Wow.
That was so long ago.
Yeah.
When did I take that? That was a year ago, 23rd of February 2022.
This whole year he's been trying
was
to get
when
a
he was doing those dating videos.
Yeah.
And he was into Kayden before he was making those videos.
Right.
So, like, this is long-term storytelling at its best, guys.
Yeah. We just want to see love.
Yeah.
And, like, love is a beautiful thing.
And Fire Frank confirms that it was Josh Briggs beating Theory for the Evolve title. He was there, so thank you.
Myron Kidd in the chat also asked, do you think Fallon has feelings for Brooks? I mean, yeah, that would be the... I feel like we're discussing, again, Dallas and Dynasty. And does Fallon have feelings for him? Oh my God, this changes everything.
I mean, this is the bit we're clipping for tomorrow.
I love this storyline and can't wait to see where we go. Yeah.
Like, I want... A year from now will be the wedding.
Yeah.
Will it be with Fallon? Will it be with Kiana, though?
Ooh, juicy. We go to our main event. Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champ, teaming with the legend, the Japanese legend, as they call, the final boss, Meiko Satomura, going up against Kayden Carter and Katana Chance, the former women's tag champions. This started because they challenged her to a match. She found a friend. She had her on speed dial. And Satomura answered the call here tonight. We get Roxy and Katana starting off here, and they had a great like back and forth where they're countering each other's moves and like doing like handstands and escapes and stuff. Pretty impressive. They both tag in their partner, so Meiko and Kayden come in. Kayden chops her, but then Meiko just no-sells and starts to just kick the hell out of her here. Roxy's back in and then hits a tope to the outside as Meiko jumps off the apron as well, taking both of them out. As we come back from a commercial break, Satomura is just beasting up here with kicks to both people. Katana thinks she has the upper hand, but then catches the foot and then gets hit with the spin kick here. Very impressive from the final boss for a near fall. Roxy comes in and then they start beating down on her. So Katana and Kayden start tagging in and out. There's like a flying stomp and then a flying like assisted avalanche Hurricane Rana from Kayden and Katana for a near fall. There's then Kayden who hits these like double knees and then super kicks, but then Meiko comes in and just starts slaying here like these what the hell is this move where she does like the handspring into these like double knees? It's like the Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
Like,
to the back in this time.
like think of Alexa Bliss does it, right? But Meiko like actually just crushes.
The speed. All of her kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she has so much speed and precision with it. Looks fantastic.
Roxy tags in, hits the pop rocks on Kayden and gets the 1, 2, 3, and they win the match here. before the after match. I feel like it wasn't getting to like the heights that I think that this match kind of could have got to, but that was kind of the storyline showing that Roxanne, Satomura on a completely like higher level and like are the two big like.
I thought this like match, you had four talents who seem very polished now at this point.
Yeah.
And there wasn't great stakes or great build to really make this feel like a main event, but I thought it was easily the best wrestling on this show. I actually thought Kayden really stood out when Kayden and Meiko were going back and forth.
Yeah.
It made me want to see if we're building to this Roxanne Meiko match. I wouldn't mind seeing a little singles match with Kayden in there because I thought those two looked good together. But yeah, interesting. Kayden and Katana taking another pretty big loss here, clean. I hope they're called up after Mania. Like,
yeah,
I think they
have
keep these two together because I think the tag division needs them. They're a ready-made team. Their tag moves, like their double team moves, are pretty spectacular together. But they've done everything there is to do here now. So have a few showcase matches before going on the way out, and then debut them shortly after Mania, I think.
I agree. The women's tag division in WWE, they don't really have teams, and you have one right here that can do some pretty impressive stuff and have improved and gotten to that level. So why not? Absolutely. There were still some cool things in the match, don't get me wrong, but Meiko Satomura, just so awesome.
Well, that's another thing. It seems we're getting... I think there were a lot of maybe visa issues in NXT UK when that kind of,
Merger.
folded... so they had to renegotiate some of these contracts, I imagine, because I would imagine they were under kind of maybe UK law contracts, whatever, and now you're trying to get them over to the States. So we've seen, a Tyler Bate appear at the Worlds Collide and then disappear for a while. Same with Meiko. Still haven't seen Bea Priestley, but I imagine she'll be coming back soon.
She's the witch.
JD McDonough, the witch, yeah, all of them. So I hope now Meiko is here and she's here to, stay. Have this Roxanne match. I mean, she's someone I'd totally like to see on the main roster as well.
Oh man, just be crazy to see that. After the match, Satomura grabs the mic and says, "Roxanne, I did something for you, so you do something for me." And points at her title. Roxanne grabs it and says, "It would be my honor." So,
and I'm glad they didn't do the. Then she elbows her in the face or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I like it should be a, Meiko won their first match against each other.
Yeah.
But now Rox is the champion. She needs to get their win back. So
yeah.
Is this as far as Stand and Deliver?
No. So Vic Joseph on commentary mentioned that there will be a Stand and Deliver roadblock.
That's right. Okay.
So this match will happen at that
at Roadblock, which will be in a few weeks.
So I imagine this is in a few weeks, and it's on a Tuesday night.
Yes,
right. We had it last year where Dolph Ziggler won the title.
So probably this match and probably JD Ilya. Would you think?
Okay,
that you've been building that, and
I guess so. Yeah.
Like April 1st is still quite a way away.
Yeah, you still have a few weeks to build.
You've got 6-7 weeks before Mania weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would think you're gonna have to kill off some of these matches for then at this point.
I still don't know what Stand and Deliver would be then. Where do you see Stand and Deliver looking like here?
I do think it will be Mellow Bron.
Yeah.
I don't want the typical 6-person ladder match.
I think you will get that.
I think we probably will, but I'd rather we didn't get that. I want just some hot singles matches.
Dragon Lee coming in.
Dragon Lee would be good. Wes against any of those UK guys, I think.
Wes Dragunov, Wes Tyler Bate.
The Creeds don't seem close to that tag title yet, though, do they?
There's still like weeks, so you could fix that, but yeah.
I think you've got enough talent there that you could have some killer matches. Actually,
Shawn versus Waller.
Yeah.
It's a stacked Stand and Deliver card we're looking at. But yeah, Roadblock coming soon. I think we'll see some of those matches that you might have thought would have happened at Stand and Deliver, but will happen on TV a few weeks before WrestleMania week. So yeah, overall NXT.
Oh yeah, Myron in the chat's reminding us JC versus Gigi will be at Stand
and Deliver. Yeah, absolutely. Drag that one all the way out for sure. Like. a storyline, they deserve it for sure. I would give them that spot. Well, this episode, again, every week is NXT, right? Like, there was some wrestling. I don't think any of the wrestling hit to a level that was like, oh my God, that match. But there was still some progression. I do like that we are going back on the road with Stand and Deliver. They're treating it like another big thing. They mention it as if it is almost like a WrestleMania, like or a takeover. So even like throughout the night, it's sprinkled in, like Braun being like, oh, I know everyone wants to see this match. And then it's cut off. That, little things like that definitely make you anticipate it a bit more. So I think they still did a good job of that. Even though the dating stuff was hokey, I love that. I'm a sucker for love.
It's also Valentine's Day.
Exactly.
You need to do a little.
So I will say that, like, the real, like, why do that on the same day you actually show the pool segment, like with them playing pool, when it was Valentine's Day? You could have just showed the date.
Yeah,
So it was a little
who's dating Gallus?
pretty deadly. We're
pretty deadly at dating each other. So
yeah, kayfabe wise.
Kayfabe.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't think there was any real standout match today, but I also wasn't bored for the show. I thought they moved along some stories quite nicely, and the dating stuff was entertaining, but especially that Trick, Ilya, JD stuff I thought was excellent.
Yeah, good stuff for sure. Let's look at some feedback that we have here. Join the Poisonrana Facebook group if you haven't. We'll read anything here from the comments or questions from you guys. Poisonrana, one word. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. Join it. We share memes and funny things. We'll let any of you jabronis in. Do you want to read the first one?
I will, yeah. Frank, our champ, says, Fallon is a bad friend. Random thought. At least Jinder this time got his backup to be bigger guys that can't be thrown through tables by Randy Orton. Yeah, they're a little bigger than the Bollywood boys. Shout out Hank's new fit, Waller Sean Bucket.
Frank is true. Fallon is a bad friend.
Yes.
Have you ever had anyone like, cock block you like Fallon did tonight, Jensen?
I have, yeah. I'm trying to remember specifically.
I haven't done that to you, right?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's happened.
It does happen. We go to Dave Parker, who writes, damn, Tyler Bate is great in ring. He's like Booker. He's the first.
Whoa! Who's this Tyler Bate kid?
This guy's amazing. No, thank you, Dave.
We go to Ethan, who says, good episode tonight. Can't wait for the women's title match. Also, Hank Walker finisher name ideas.
Okay.
The Hank Hill driver, Walk This Way, or the Crosswalker.
Ooh, okay. Well, his move seemed to be like he was going for the Fujiwara armbar. So that could be the walk this way. I guess walk this way, or anything walk, like crosswalker. It means to do with the legs or the kick or something like that. But I like where you're going with that. Is it Ethan? I like that. Yeah. He says, sorry for the bad finisher names, trying to get a laugh. No, I like that.
It's making me think.
Hank.
Trying to think. Well, I mean, Hank is a good
walk about.
It's what? It's an arm breaker?
We just seen him do it. He could do other moves too. Yeah. He did the Fujiwara. He did the other one, the cross arm breaker before too. But Walker.
I'll keep thinking about that one, Ethan. Thank you.
And then we go to Megan, who writes in, a solid episode that pushed things forward. The women's tag main event didn't even overstay its welcome, and I loved it. There was no shock in the turn from Meiko as she challenged Roxanne for the title. Vic hammered it home that Roadblock is likely the place for this title match. I kind of want it at Stand and Deliver. Instead, maybe we get through this, and then what? Yeah, who after that is the one to face Roxanne at the pay-per-view, right? It is tough.
Whether you go back to Cora, but I feel that is, if you're doing GGJC, Cora, Roxanne feels a little similar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone else from main roster, maybe.
Megan continues, Ilya's going to put Trick Willie on a t-shirt, and don't Google meme will get the same deal when he reattaches his retina. JC Jane needed to hit a home run with her promo, and for the most part she did. She's not the third wheel anymore. Since it was a holiday episode, I'm glad there was no food fight. Do I see a timeline where Jinder Mahal plays spoiler for Stand and Deliver? Nope.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, remember, Dolph won at Roadblock last year. Never forget.
He did. I don't see Jinder doing the same thing.
Or was Megan referencing that the one guy in Indishir likes to spoil things?
That is true.
I think I'm reaching there, but I thought I'd connect the dots.
Yes.
I think that was it.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, thanks,
guys. That's what you thought.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to us chat about some NXT here tonight. We'll back every Tuesday night here on the Post Wrestling feed. Check out postwrestling.com for all the updates of all that stuff. Shout out John Away and Andrew Thompson. I know you're going to be hanging out with...
Yes.
I'm saying Andrew Thompson because I love reading his post-wrestling articles on the website.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, so go check it out.
I will be in Montreal this weekend for SmackDown and Elimination Chamber. If you are in the area, let me know. I'm at Davie Portman on Twitter and Instagram, and I love meeting you guys. So absolutely don't be a stranger. I'm really looking forward to it this weekend. I will be putting out a show this Sunday on our Poisonrana feed. So you can go on either youtube.com/@PoisonRanaPod or just the links to all our stuff, Poisonrana.ca, where you can find our audio podcast as well. I will be talking about my experience at Elimination Chamber with Jesse from the Six.
Yeah, you got to tell me what poutine you had.
Yeah.
Maybe you get John to try it.
So I get John to try poutine and Jesse to try Schwartz.
I don't think you'll have a problem. I think you'll have a problem John trying it more than Jesse. He's
Maybe.
sometimes a vegetarian.
Jesse, I feel he just cheats with chicken though.
What else does he cheat?
And sushi.
He just goes, that's good. I'm a vegetarian, but I eat chicken wings and I eat sushi and
sometimes cheats and then he steps down from his position, does he?
Shout out John Tory, Toronto's greatest.
Can you imagine? I just put my notice in at work. Reason: had an affair.
But you can still.
But you're a bartender. Nope, I had an affair. I cannot do this anymore.
I'm ashamed.
I am ashamed.
Yeah.
I need to go home and think about what I've done.
Why are you stepping out? What'd you do? Smoke some crack or something? Jeez.
Who told you to do this, John?
Conspiracy theorists are already saying there's a bigger.
Of course. Like.
Yeah, Toronto's a fun place, guys. If you are in the Toronto area, look forward to seeing anybody who goes to the Demand Lucha show. Thursday night, Parkdale Hall in Toronto. We love going to some indie wrestling lately, and Demand Lucha has been the fun stop in the city to go to. Thursday is going to be wild. Go to Demand Lucha on all the socials. Go find out, because our boy, the base god, Gringo Loco, versus Joey Janela.
Is this his biggest challenge yet?
I'm scared for him. He's our guy, but like Joey's
a bit
reclaiming
fucked,
the indie scene as a
yeah.
I'm nervous.
I feel like Gringo, this could be. I mean, he's the base god. He's got to win.
Base god,
but I'm a bit concerned that his title reign could end this Thursday.
I love hanging out with listeners and seeing you guys and stuff. And Jordan, who runs Demand Lucha, has been awesome, and they put on just so much fun. There's kids. There's just a vibe.
There's a bunch of us going. I believe Mike Murray's going. WH Park's going. So go give him a hug. Man, there's wild. I think. Don't know if John's going or not, but okay. No, I doubt it because it's Montreal that day. But, a bunch of us going. So would love to see you there.
At Demand Lucha on Twitter to find out, because Thursday night is when it's happening. But they are also going to be planning a big Super Lucha show in Toronto, I think in April. So definitely be looking for that. I'd love to maybe get some interviews for that as well going forward. So if you're in the area, Toronto area, that's where we'll be on Thursday. You'll be in Montreal this weekend for Elimination Chamber. Fun stuff. If you are in the Toronto area, look forward. We got some big announcements coming forward in the next little while. We're about some things, but we can't tell you just yet.
Hopefully, we're going to do the TK. We're making an announcement.
Street fight tonight.
Next week, there'll be an announcement. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. It involves some watch party.
Yes.
Possibly some other things. So can't wait. Guys, thank you so much for listening and supporting us here. We can't do this without you. So all you people, we love you. At Poisonrana Pod, Twitter, Instagram, even TikTok for all the other stuff. Thank you so much. We love you. That's it. That's all. I myself, Braden Herrington, at the Brady, Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff. That's it.
I am at Davie Portman, and as RYN says in the chat, let's go Sami Zayn.
Let's
go
Sami
ole.
Zayn. He was at the Habs, and he's got an honorary Habs shirt that they made for him.
Amazing. That's pretty cool.
Which is pretty good. Still not giving you permission to come home with the Canadiens jersey.
No. Maybe a Sami Zayn t-shirt though.
Honorary Hab.
Yeah.
Let's go Sami Zayn. Ole for sure. Take care. Goodbye. And be safe.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Poisonrana.